Welcome to lesson 1. Before we begin our lesson, we're going to do an offering, and this is an offering to the universe or a statement, or some might like to call it a prayer, whichever word fits for you. But we will begin each day using these words. So I invite you just to take a moment and gently close your eyes down. And we'll just enter some quiet time, drop into our bodies. Notice your sit bones rested on the chair. And then taking a deep breath in. On your exhale, give your whole body weight to your seat. Just dropping down and dropping in. And then noticing your in-breath and your out-breath. And then we lower our heads towards our hearts. We begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love and light to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are one, we are love, and that we are free. We release these words, and so we let it be. So here we go, lesson 1. Nothing I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place, means anything. Now look slowly around you and practice applying this idea very specifically to whatever you see. This table does not mean anything. This chair does not mean anything. This hand does not mean anything. This foot does not mean anything. This pen does not mean anything. Then you will look further away from your immediate area and apply the idea to a wider range. For example, that door does not mean anything. That body does not mean anything. That lamp does not mean anything. That sign does not mean anything. That shadow does not mean anything. Notice that these statements are not arranged in any order and make no allowance for differences in any kinds to which they are applied. That is the purpose of the exercise. The statement should merely be applied to anything you see. As you practice the idea for the day, use it totally indiscriminately. Do not attempt to apply it to everything you see, for these exercises should not become ritualistic. Only be sure that nothing you see is specifically excluded. One thing is like another as far as the application of the idea is concerned. Each of the first 3 lessons should not be done more than twice a day each, preferably morning and evening. Nor should they be attempted for more than a minute or so, unless that entails a sense of hurry. A comfortable sense of leisure is essential. So we're going to take a minute, and what I want you to do is look around your room, and you're simply going to say that set of curtains or pair of curtains do not mean anything. So it's whatever your eyes land upon. And then we'll have a brief discussion when we come back. Okay, so just gently letting your gaze rest on various things in the room, and then you're going to move it to outside the room. And when you're ready, you can just gently stop the practice and just begin to notice what that was like for you. So for me, it was quite interesting because normally when I do the lessons, I'm at home. However, at the moment, I'm away and I'm in a hotel room. And so it was a little bit easier in many ways because the things here don't mean as much to me or appear to mean as much to me as the things that are in my home appear to mean to me. So as I looked around, I looked at the pillows and I said, they do not mean anything. And of course, the mind starts to go, well, they do. They mean comfort or they mean, relaxation. Also, I looked at a candle that I light every day, which to me represents bringing the light into the world, into my world on that day. And, to be saying that does not mean anything feels strange. But remember, we are not to examine these. We're letting these lessons wash over us. And we don't always understand what they mean, but we will in time because the lessons begin to build one on top of the other. And so just be with that, be with the fact that you may not fully understand it. Be curious about that. And that's it. You're just letting it wash over you quite simply. And of course, you'll notice that the ego mind begins to argue, it begins to say, well, of course, things mean something to me. But we're just literally, just at the very, very beginnings of this undoing of, a set of beliefs that we have taken on in our lives. And we're going to begin to recognize that there are two worlds. There's a real world and there's an illusionary world. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is just let go of the lesson. We have it done. And we're going to simply go into a short meditation, which is, of course, one of the most wonderful ways of starting our day and a brilliant way of cultivating peace. So I invite you now to gently close your eyes down once more. And as you close your eyes down, just drop your awareness down into your heart and begin to notice your breath. Just your own natural breath, the comings and the goings. And I invite you to deepen your breath a little. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest and of your abdomen. And notice the ribs expand and contract. Let your exhale become a little longer and slower as your inhale comes in more deeply. And then we'll just take a moment or two of quietness and stillness. And then when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Well done. You have just completed lesson 1. And I invite you to return to this lesson before going to bed tonight or later in the day today. From my heart to yours, have a great day.